It was exactly 1:47 a.m. when Eli woke to the sharp vibration of his phone beside him. A notification lit up the screen in the darkness. Security alert, front door opened, from inside. Eli's breath caught in his throat. He lived alone. He always locked the deadbolt. There was no one else in the apartment. He sat up slowly, listening. Nothing but the distant rumble of thunder outside. Then, the sound he never wanted to hear. The front doorknob began to turn. Not fast. Not loud. Slow. Deliberate. Like someone was testing how quietly they could break in. Eli's chest tightened. He grabbed his phone with shaking fingers and hit record, the red light reflecting off his terrified eyes. The doorknob clicked again, then again, as if someone was twisting it inch by inch. He slid out of bed and crept toward the door, every step making the wood creak under his weight. The air grew colder. His breath trembled out of him in thin, cloudy strands. When he reached the door, the knob went still. Completely still. The silence felt alive. He leaned forward and looked through the peephole. Nobody outside. Just an empty American hallway, dim, silent, motionless. But Eli wasn't comforted, because there on the floor, leading straight to his door, were wet footprints. Fresh ones. Bare feet. Shiny from rainwater. Walking directly to his apartment. And there were no footprints walking away. Eli swallowed hard, forcing himself to stay quiet. As he stared, a shadow suddenly drifted across the hallway, tall, stretched, gliding past the wall like smoke. It didn't walk. It floated. He stumbled back, hands shaking violently. He dialed 911. Before he could speak to the operator, the door handle snapped violently and twisted full force. The metal rattled like someone was shaking it with both hands, trying to rip it open. Eli covered his mouth to keep from screaming. The entire frame shook. The lock groaned. And then, everything stopped again. A cold wind slid under the door, licking across his bare feet. He wasn't imagining it. Something was inches away from him, through just one thin door. Against every instinct screaming at him not to, he leaned into the peephole again. A face stared back. Pressing right up against the lens. Its skin was pale and stretched too tightly across its skull. There were no eyes, just smooth skin where they should have been. And its mouth pulled into a long, uncanny smile that reached almost to its ears. The face didn't blink. Didn't breathe. Didn't move. It just watched him. Eli dropped the phone. It hit the floor hard. Before he could reach it, a whisper curled through the cracks of the doorframe, thin, wet, and cold. "Why did you lock the door?" Eli backed away slowly, refusing to turn his back to the door. His pupils widened in the dark as the whisper came again, lower this time, almost playful. He stepped onto the rug, and felt water. He looked down and froze. Wet footprints were now inside. Not outside. Inside his apartment. Trailing across the living room. Leading down the hall. Ending, right beside his bed. His body went numb. Whatever was outside the door, it wasn't outside anymore. He grabbed a flashlight and pointed it at the bed. The beam sputtered, flickering weakly as if the darkness was swallowing the light. A faint giggle echoed from underneath. A childlike giggle. But warped, cracked, wrong. Something moved under the bed, long, spindly, dragging slowly across the floorboards. Eli ran. He grabbed the lock, twisted hard, and felt a cold hand twist it back. Not from the hallway. From inside the apartment. Eli choked on a scream and slammed his shoulder against the door, but it wouldn't budge. The lock clicked again by itself. Once. Twice. Then froze. Behind him, something tall rose from the darkness. He didn't see it. He only heard the soft, wet sound of bare feet stepping onto the hardwood floor. His phone, still recording, caught his final gasped words. It's inside, oh God, it's inside. A loud dragging noise. A thud. Silence. When officers entered the apartment 3 hours later, they found the place untouched. No sign of forced entry. No broken lock. No mess. Just a line of wet footprints. Leading from the door, across the living room, down the hall, ending right beside the bed. But there were more now. A second set. Smaller. Standing right behind the first. As if someone had been watching the person who vanished, all night.